Well, of course, I'd like to believe I was some sort of a noble knight who roamed the fields, or some cool somebody back in the day. But realistically, like coal miner, something like that.
But when you think about the fact that there are 100 billion people who have like lived on Earth, it's a lot more likely that you are a coal miner. That's such a funny job. Out of all the jobs you could have chosen, I mean, coal is and continues to be and will continue to be very important. So makes sense.
A parrot. I repeat a lot of stuff like over and over and over again. So if I was a parrot, it'd make a lot of sense.
Zach, you always have the wildest answers. I feel like Zach just goes all out with these answers, and I love to see it. I think Zach is the only person who said an animal, which is wild. Because, I mean, that is an option. That is a who.
In a past life, I would like to believe that I was someone like beautiful and impactful, like Audrey Hepburn, who just made such a big impact on the world while also looking beautiful while doing it. But I know in my heart I was probably some like medieval peasant who couldn't read.
Jesus. Yeah, I think that's another dose of reality versus fantasy. Also, I forget sometimes that the ability to read was not as prevalent as it is today. Like, it was very common back in the day to like not be able to read or write. And nowadays I feel like, I mean, I haven't looked at the statistics, but I think that the literacy level across at least the United States is a lot higher. So we're improving in at least one way.
In my past life, I think I'd probably be a farmer. Someone with just like nothing around for hundreds of miles, just basically planting stuff, working on the fields all day. I feel like it's opposite of what I do now, but that's what I feel like I did in my past life because, that's what I wish right now I was doing instead of being in a crazy city.
Yeah, there is something charming about like the farming life where it's like, you don't really have to worry about anyone else. You don't have to worry about career stuff. You don't have to worry about the hustle and the bustle. You can just sort of be out, depend on yourself. I know that a lot, especially amongst my friends, we've talked about like starting a commune. I know that cottagecore is also very popular. So the farming aesthetic is not the aesthetic, but the idea of like living on a farm is very popular. I would just caution everyone that the farmers who had to like learn how to live on the land. You had to learn how to farm, how to raise cattle, how to cook, how to clean, how to do all that stuff, how to take care of yourself. So I would just remember that, where it's like, you might think that the farm life is just chill 24/7, but when you get rid of one set of challenges, you do often get a whole new set.
In past life, I'd like to believe I was Jesus Christ. Why? Because he had a six-pack. He knew some stuff. He knew the Bible before the Bible. Like, he was born knowing. I mean, it takes years for philologians to know the books, and he's like, yeah, I got it. What, you want to make water out of wine? Done. Leper? Done. Cure blindness? Done. I like to believe I was very productive, and then I was Jesus himself.
I think that there are a lot of religious figures in the world who would like to talk to you, Sean, because if you are the second coming of Jesus, I think that's a pretty important event. We gotta go. This is wild.
I think about what I was in a past life a lot, actually, and I really think that I was like a bodhisattva, or like a monk, because I don't know, I just feel really drawn to like Buddhism and Taoism, and I wasn't raised that way, so I just think that I must have learned that in a different life.
Yeah, I feel like that does sort of happen a lot though, where it's like you feel an attraction to something or you like feel connected to something and you can't really like say why. It reminds me of like those kids, you'll hear those stories about these like 5-year-olds who like know way too much about someone else's life, like someone who's passed, they'll be like, they'll know about their family members, they'll know like where they grew up, they'll know like what job they did. And the kid is like a 5-year-old. And so it's like, how do you as a 5-year-old know all this information, if not through reincarnation? And I guess in this sense, it's like, how could you explain that connection if not through reincarnation? Which is a really strong interest. But I think for the sake of the question, we'll choose the former. I think it's time to vote, everyone. Time to vote in the chat. You can vote in the chat by typing vote space and then the number of the answer that you loved the most. Did you feel more connected to a parrot from Zach, a coal miner from Freddie Colton, a farmer like Ill Options, or a carpenter like Sean? So you can vote in chat and let us know. This is a really eclectic collection of past lives. But you know, hey, I can't say whether or not any of these answers are real. We don't know. We have a winning answer. Let's see. And it is Sean D, the second coming of Jesus Christ. Sean, I look forward to meeting you, and I look forward to seeing your ability to turn water into wine. So now I think we can move on to our poll. We have a poll for today's question. Who would you like to believe you were in a past life? Fans, we want to know your answer. Were you a medieval knight like Freddie Colton? Were you an oracle, a politician? Or were you an animal like Zach? Were you a parrot? Let us know. This is a really good collection of answers. And of course, it's a medieval knight. Well, I think that's very similar to like what Mia was talking about, where it's like you want to be someone who was courageous. You know, you want to be known for someone who was like going out there fighting for what was right, fighting a battle, but you want to be remembered for doing something really grand. So I think a medieval knight is a really great option. Well, everyone, this was an absolutely incredible question, an incredible day of answers. I loved hearing all of your answers. They were great. Remember, it's not too late to record your own answer to this question, so you can appear on the air with us. And you can appear in our Thursday weekly finale show where me, Trish, and Keith will be going through our favorite answers for the whole week, and we'll be choosing some winners. Very exciting. And you can play anytime on beontheair.com. We have an all-day show running there, so you can watch, vote, record, and play our other Be On The Air games. I think without further ado, make sure to subscribe to our channel, QOTD Game. And I think without further ado, I'm JJ, and I cannot wait to see you all on TV. Have a good one. Bye.